here in my apartment in London, Covent Garden. Another beautiful day, thankfully. But yeah, why am I here today? So essentially, it's because of this book. Well, I don't know if you can see it properly, but yeah, this book, Tools of Titans. So I've had this book for quite a while actually, but today's the first time I thought, okay, right. Well, actually yesterday's the first time I thought, let me read this. And that's actually inspired me to sort of, I guess you can say, create my own Tools of Titans podcast in a way. Whereas Tim Ferriss has created a book of the people he's kind of met and talked to give us this. My version is going to try and take the books that I'm reading, and by these kind of video series that I'm going to be making, I guess they call them vlogs these days, is essentially just give some key pieces of information from the books that I've kind of read and kind of bottle them and give like a bite-sized version of these kind of books for you guys. So whereas we can't all meet all the people Tim has met, by him giving us this book, we can kind of get access to them, just like how, whereas we don't have the time to read all the books, by me kind of giving you kind of key bits of these books, you may be then inspired to get the books yourselves and read them, or just kind of get that piece of, or that kind of wisdom nugget for the day, which can actually change things for the better, or just kind of give you some of the ideas you need. So one of the ideas which struck me today is from Mark Andreessen, and he says number one theme that companies have when they really struggle is that they're not charging enough for their product. Is he right? I don't know, because I think in some ways the freemium model works because you can kind of give people an idea, right? You can give people like a feeler of a business, and then from there on they can go on and see if they want your product, right? So maybe, but it's hard to say. He's freaking Mark Andreessen, so he's probably right. But I thought about it in my business, and also one of the businesses I run, and I was thinking, okay, maybe he got something on there, because once you get into that mode where things are a bit too tight, you could, if your business is good, you could easily just charge X percentage more, and you would still be delivering the same business, and they would have paid you anyway. But speaking of this kind of series of events, right? There's a guy called Jim Rohn who says the book you don't read won't help. So I've had this for a while, and I finally just started reading it. And the reason why I did start reading it is because of another book called The One Thing. And that's by, I don't know if you can see here, that's by Gary Keller. And so I read that book and I thought, okay, right, what's the one book I could read out of all, for instance, all these books here, just to add, I actually got a few more from Amazon in today. What's the one book I could read which would make potentially reading all the rest of these books on my to-read list unnecessary? And I thought, okay, it will be Tools of Titans. So hence I got this. Definitely a great book. You need to get it, because it's just and it's not a book you just kind of read from start to finish like a lot of books. It's just like one where you kind of go into a lot of detail, and it's almost like you kind of dip in and out, and just kind of keep getting those nuggets. Health, wealth, happiness, has the whole shebang, wisdom. But speaking of that, there's a guy called Ty Lopez who says read a book a day. But then if you watch some of his stuff, it says read 3 books a day. So this is probably one books of the day. And then, because one of the benefits of that as well is there's another book which I have here called Where Good Ideas Come From. So that one by Steve Johnson. So by mixing these books which you're reading simultaneously, you can kind of create and get new synergies. So that's a great thing to do. So one thing as well, so what I'm going to be doing for these kind of Tools of Titans podcasts I'm going to be making is putting in audio format as well, because some people like to read, some people like to listen. So whereas before I've kind of written about books, but not everyone has the time, right? So if I can have the podcast form, that'll be great for people as well. And that idea comes from another book, this time Peter Drucker's Managing Oneself. Tiny ass book, but packed with just fire, absolute fire. And what else? So 3 books a day, just as we would have it, this book, Paradigms, absolutely mind-blowing. I'm going to be putting all the links to these books in the notes below as well, so you can kind of check them out. But yeah, this absolutely mind-blowing book, like just, the phrase blew my mind is another book which you're gonna see from here. And that is what you can tell from like Tim Ferriss as well, because like it's essentially a paradigm shift at the end of the day. So if you do have the time, definitely check this book. We're in like 1990, but just predictions. But so that book actually led me to getting a few more. So what do we have here? So we have Future Shock by Alvin Toffler. To read that. What else do we have? We have An Incomplete Guide to the Future by William Harris. So he, I think it was a Stanford Institute. He was the key guy there. And then let's see. Now, okay, so key book in regards to paradigm shifts is this book here by Thomas Kuhn, and that's I think I'd say Kuhn or Kuhn. Well, Kuhn can mean one is spelled K-U-H-N. So his book is called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, and this book was kind of the original text on paradigms and paradigm shifts. And a paradigm shift is just a phenomenal thing to be aware of, because if you get that, you can just understand why the world works in a lot of the ways it does. Before I leave you then on this kind of a first vlog, if you can do it, one of the key things which Ferriss mentions in Tools of Titans, I think it's in one of the kind of original, is in the opening chapter anyway, is daily journaling. And you can see I got the book straight away, because that's one thing, action. So otherwise it's gone. And this is The Artist's Way Morning Pages Journal by Julia Cameron. Highly recommend getting this as well. Got it today. I've been journaling in various forms using different things, like online, some typing, some in handwriting format. But this, because it has various kind of, I don't know if you can really see it well, they're like slight things to kind of jog your mind and kind of give you things to kind of write about. But if you get Tools of Titans, Tim Ferriss explains what is going on and why, and kind of gives a rationale to doing that as well. So 100% recommend you get that. Again, so this is the first of many. I'm going to be deep diving into a lot of these books a lot more, kind of hopefully on a daily basis. If I'm inspired, maybe 2 or 3 in a day. But yeah, like my friend, or not only my friend, but definitely mentor, I never met the guy though, Jim Rohn says, the book you don't read won't help. So highly suggest you try and get at least one of these books a day. Otherwise, chances are you watch this video, you're going to forget, and the nuggets and kind of treasure troves of wisdom are going to completely miss you. So yeah, on that note, catch you guys later. Bye.